Love and light, everybody. Love and light, and welcome back to another video, guys. If you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you so much for clicking on the video. In today's video, it's going to be a little bit different, guys. So I know I've been telling you guys that I wanted to switch up the content and add little bits and pieces of information. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to access or express your divine feminine energy. How can we tap into this energy? How can this energy be useful to us to help us achieve the things we want in life? So I've listed them, I broke them down into 3 categories: mind, body, and soul. And I'm going to be explaining little pieces that I use that helped me to tap into the divine feminine energy. Now, just so you know, as a divine feminine, and a divine masculine, everybody has both energies in us. And when we can tap in and understand both the masculine and the feminine energy within oneself, that is when you kind of become a whole. I know myself, I can tap in and out of divine feminine and divine masculine quite easily and throughout the day. So I wanted to do this video because I know there is a lot of feminines out here that are saying, hey, how do you manifest things that you want so easily? Hey, how did you have this kind of external change? I get asked quite frequently from past people, how did I make that switch? What was that switch over? And so I was trying to think about it, and I'm like, you know what? It's because I stepped into both energies, the divine masculine and the divine feminine within myself. So I wanted to share the divine feminine energy with you, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so for the first one, which is mind, you have to release the negative thoughts that we are not enough, okay? I know today, in this day and age, there's so much pictures out there of what we need to look like, what we need to be, how we need to act, and what is that ideal woman, that ideal divine feminine, right? And I think, like, in order to claim in this energy and really embody the energy, you have to release and let go of that feeling of I'm not enough, or I don't have enough, or I'm not good enough, right? We have to understand that this vessel is our vessel. This vessel is the one that we chose in this 3D, this lifetime, and we have to learn to appreciate it and cherish it, right? And once we get that mindset shift, because everything happens, once you free your mind, the rest will follow, right? So I think, like, once we can deprogram all these stereotypes and all these different beliefs that society portrays on women and on us as divine feminine, then we can start allowing the rest of our body and our soul to follow in that, right? Follow in that alignment. Okay, so I feel, what else did I write? Release the negative thoughts of we are not enough and replace it with I am everything I need in this very moment. Yes. So this divine feminine energy really taught me that I have everything that I need right here. I am going to be okay in this moment, and to try my best to keep my vibrations as high as possible. Now, of course, we know that's not going to be possible 24/7, every day. It's just not possible. But when we do start feeling our energy lower and our frequencies drop a little bit, that's when we need to start entering into that body, right? And getting our body and mind into these different little, like rituals or self-care tips to try to help bring that up. And I have not met a divine feminine yet that hasn't had self-care little tips and little, like a schedule laid out for their life, right? To be able to pour that back in. I haven't met one yet. So if you don't have this, like, self-care, whatever it is, we'll get more into it, but if you don't have one instilled, it is very, very key and vital to embracing that divine feminine energy, okay? The next one is comparing. Understanding in this life, we chose the vessel we are in. Be inspired by others and love and accept yourself for where you are, but learn from others to help you to move forward. I know myself, and this is why I stopped like Instagram and Facebook, is because you can get so caught up in that social media of scrolling and comparing yourself. Oh, well, she has a better body, or she has nicer hair, or they have a nicer house or a nicer car. Why don't I have that? Why? You know, it's so easy to fall into that same repetitive cycle of comparing yourself to others. And we just need to realize that social media is only a fraction of what you see. We don't see what goes on behind closed doors. We don't see how people look without having everything done, okay? So just keep that in mind, as if you are scrolling and you do notice yourself kind of comparing, or you know, why them and not me, or that's when we have to kind of pull back, right? And that's when we have to just really reflect this, hey, I'm happy for them. I see that they got places. Is there something that I should be doing that they've done so that I can move myself forward? Instead of comparing, let's switch that mindset into being inspired by somebody, or being motivated by somebody, or simply just learning, right? In this day and age, with the internet and the technology that we have, and all the generations before us, we have blueprints to do everything, right? And it's on ourselves if we want to hinder ourselves. It's on us if we don't want to learn or take that advice or learn from somebody else, right? Okay. Now, the next one and the final one for the mind is silence your mind so that you can tap into your intuition. When your mind is at peace, then you can see and pick up on subtle signs that the universe and your body is trying to relate to you. Okay, and this is a very big one. I'm sorry if you guys can hear the lawnmower outside, but they're cutting the grass. I'll speak up a little bit. Okay, so for the last one with mind is, okay, so for the last one with mind is, if you silence your mind, which is meditating, which is however you want to do it. There's so many ways to silence your mind. There's, you know, clearing your energy, there's going on jogs, exercising, any way to clear your mind. But once you can clear your mind and silence your mind, that is when you're going to start getting signs and signals from your body and also your environment. Your guides and your spirit guides, or God, whoever you believe in, is going to start sending you little signals. And this is a very good way. Divine Feminine are highly intuitive beings. They're very in tuned with not just themselves, but their surroundings and people around them. They're very tapped into nature and the cosmics and just their environment. I don't know if I'm saying that exactly clear. Okay, so let's move on to body, more of the 3D, okay? So with body is self-love and self-practice. And I just put that under a huge one because there, like I said before, there are divine feminines, I have not met one yet, that did not have a self-care, self-practice routine set in place. Myself, I love to do spiritual baths. I love to dance. I love to listen to music. I love to get my heart rate moving. I love to be out in nature. These things are vital to claiming that divine feminine energy. And whenever my energy starts to shift and I can feel that, because I silence myself, I'm able to understand when my energies are fluctuating, when my energies are high and low. Then that helps me to be able to, okay, I need to put more energy into this area. Or maybe I haven't worked out in a few days and I can feel my body getting a little sluggish. That's an area I need to invest in more. Or, okay, I haven't listened to any affirmations, right? I haven't been listening to motivational podcasts. Like, this is a vessel that we have, and what we put into our vessel, whether it's eating, dieting wise, exercise, even what we listen to and what we consume. I think every divine feminine that is very in tune with oneself and their energies, they know that this is a vessel. Just like a car, right? You need to be careful of what you put in your car. You need to wash your car. You need to take care of your car. You need to fill it up with gas in order for it to go and run and keep you safe, right? And that's kind of the same thing with the body, right? And that's kind of the way that I look at it, as our body is a temple, right? This is our vessel. Our body is a temple, and we need to be able to care and nurture this temple and this vessel to the best that we can so that we can get the outcomes that we want, right? Okay, it says, so the last one is soul. And I saved this one for the last because as divine feminine, we really need to learn how to understand that the mind, the body, and the soul are all one together, but three different parts. I look at myself as like, yes, the physical, but then I also see my soul self. Two different two different energies of a physical and a soul, and they do need different things as well. But once you get that whole rounded, nurturing routine, then that divine feminine energy can slowly just express itself through you, right? And it says, surrender and allow. Know that once the thought is out into the world, then you can manifest it in. So for a lot of the times, a lot of me growing up, speaking from personal, I was more of, I want it, I see it, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to go and get it. Very go-getter kind of type, right? And that is very good to have that. It's good to have that drive and that motivation and that push. But also know that with that, that is a very masculine energy. A divine feminine is more of calling that back in, right? Sitting still, knowing that the universe, God, whoever you call on, is going to send in what you need, right? Keeping our vibrations high, manifesting what it is we want. Yes, putting in work and effort to get it, but understanding that we don't chase after anything. We don't go out of our way to, oh, I need it, I have to go and get it. Oh, I need this, I need to go and get it. Like, if it doesn't come, we understand that it's not time for it, right? We just allow. And that's like that resistance. You let go of resistance, you let go of that control, and you just kind of surrender. And that is one of the hardest things for myself that I had to learn to overcome, is just really being in that energy of allowing, right? That energy of, okay, if it's not for me, it's not for me, and really accepting that. Sometimes, you know, I know for myself, I have such strong beliefs, and I say, hey, I have this vision and this is meant for me, and I see this in my life. And if it doesn't happen, sometimes, you know, you want to try to go out and make it happen, or you want to go out and put more effort into it. But then you have to really sit back and understand, okay, I'm gonna allow it. If it's meant for me, it's meant for me. And if it's not, I'm okay with that. And you have to really learn to come to terms with that. And I think that when you do, you radiate this energy off of you that's just almost like, I don't even know how to put it in words, but just allowing. And it's such an easy energy. It's such a breeze energy. It's not this forceful energy. It's not this controlling energy. It's really just releasing that control and allowing and having faith. That's a big one as well. Okay, let's see. Embrace your sensual side. Okay, so this one is, I put it under soul rather than body, because in this day and age, I feel society has made us really confuse the two, sensual and sexual. It's so confused. But a divine feminine really knows her sensuality. She knows how to use her sensuality. She knows how to embrace it to her advantage. Does that mean she's free with her sexuality? No, it does not. It honestly means the opposite, is you're pretty much reserved from your sexuality. You hold back. You don't use your sexuality to get things or to attract people or places or things. You use your sensuality, and that's more tapping into that, just that flowy goddess-like energy, understanding that we are curvy. We do have, you know, dips and curves and hips and lips and just all this beauty as a woman, right? Or if you're watching and you're a man, men have them too, but I'm speaking more to feminine females. But yeah, just, you know, understanding that we are very sensual beings and we radiate that sensual side, meaning we're not so loud and rough and tough. We're more, you know, just flowing and easy, and we listen and we know how to understand and we know how to accept, right? And that is this very attractive energy. And with that sensual energy, you then are attracting what it is you want to come to you, right? Because say if you're trying to attract a masculine, right? Just like in the animal, in the, you know, in the animal kingdom, right? These women, you never see the women chasing after the men, or you always see the birds going, you know, flocking around for the women, because these women, these animals know that they are the essence, right? They are the baby barriers. They are the ones that create life, and being able to tap into that energy, but using it in such a way, because in this day and age, people like to use their sexuality to the more of that provocative energy to attract, and that's that lustful energy, right? And that's where we can get confused. But when you really are a divine feminine and you can step and tap into that sensual energy, where you know you don't need to give yourself sexually or act out of yourself in a provocative way. Instead, you can call in whatever you want by using that sensual energy. And it's an energy. It's when you can be, like we said in above, be accepting of yourself and understand that, okay, this is my body, this is me, this is my soul, and I love me for who I am because this is my vessel, right? And when you start incorporating your self-love practices, and, you know, saying your mantras and working out and eating better, you're going to feel better. You know, just like when you go and clean your car and you vacuum it all out and you put a full tank of gas in and you get it serviced, and it feels better, it drives better, it's gonna perform better, right? It's the same thing with our vessel. Okay, let's see. Okay, and then so I did list a little bit as well, and these things are things that I've used to help me, because I do have, like I said earlier, I do have that very masculine side of myself as well. I had to learn to incorporate more feminine energy in material products or material items, right? So instead of always wearing jeans or workout clothes, maybe twice a week, put on dresses, be more feminine, you know, paint your nails, just really small, subtle things. You don't need to go and break your bank, you know, you don't need to go out and change your whole wardrobe, no. But there are little things, you know, wearing little earrings or little rings or jewelry, or spraying yourself with some nice perfume. These are ways, and you're not doing it for anyone else, you're doing it for yourself, to claim in that sensual energy, right? To just feel a little bit more free with being and expressing who you are as an individual. And I feel with that, it's really going to help you step into that feminine energy. Okay, but the first three that I listed, that mind, that body, and that soul, is really what is vital. I think the last ones with those materialistic items, with adding things into your wardrobe or jewelry or, you know, scents, those kind of things, those would be like the last, right? Those would be just the final touches of embodying that femininity. But I would definitely work on the first three if you need any help. I'll leave my email down below. I am open if anybody wants to comment or like the video if you agree. But these are just tips that helped me embrace my feminine energy so that I could attract and call in all the things that I want in my life. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.